Well, parents often have this dilemma when kids are sick. Are they sick enough for the doctor, or does it make more sense to see if they'll get better on their own?
Well, it can be like that with our cars too. Something's off. So do you go to the shop or just hope the issue resolves itself?
Right, just don't worry about it, right? That's what some people
Right.
think. Well, here to help diagnose our viewers' issues, Certified Transmissions, Amanda Fink. Good to see you,
Hello, Amanda. Welcome
Yes,
back.
welcome
They
back.
never resolve themselves.
Are you mad?
You just keep like pushing them
Just
off
ignore
until
it.
like,
It's
just ignore it.
Stick your head in the sand.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
yeah. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
You're
the best
Well,
at
you-
that
guilty
either.
about it
Yeah.
too, even though you work in the
Well,
industry.
we're all so busy. Your car is like the last thing that you want to
Sure.
spend money on. It's the last thing, but like it's the thing that has to be most reliable in your
Yeah.
life. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well, if you
it
hear
should be a
noise, you're
priority.
like, nah, maybe it was just a coincidence.
I ran
out
over
here.
a branch.
But
something
we
happened.
say, I mean, you're the expert on your car. You know it better than anyone else.
Okay, so let's get that first question. The first question, this is from Jack. He says, my radio and temperature display go dim when the ignition is in the run position in my 2002 GMC Sonoma. Any ideas what the problem could be?
He doesn't say that it's the dash lights also. If it was like the dash lights and the radio and the temperature gauges and like everything like that, I would think that maybe there could possibly be something super easy like a fuse. But if it's just the radio and the temperature gauges, probably something wiring back behind there, which electrical problems can be one of the hardest things to diagnose and to try and find because it can be just like one tiny little wire that's causing an issue. Unless it's something that's like super bothering to him, I don't know that I would necessarily, I mean, it shouldn't cause any sort of issue otherwise with your vehicle and drivability and reliability. So,
Gotcha.
Well,
Yep.
especially if you're saying if it's not something simple like the fuse, if you don't have those other warning
Yeah.
signs going off, just write
you
it
could
out.
you could take it to a shop
Write
and
it
see
out.
or call the dealership and see if they know, but I mean, it's going to be really hard to try and diagnose over the phone for sure.
Our next question is from Marianne, and she says, my 2005 Chevrolet Impala has problems with the speedometer sticking. The car only has 92,500 miles on it. Is this something I can fix myself?
Well, with YouTube nowadays, sometimes you think you can try and fix anything, but this is actually a very common issue on GM vehicles,
Really?
and at
The
92,000
speedometer
miles.
sticks?
Yes.
So it just stays on 35 miles per
Yeah,
hour?
or
what?
it'll kind of like
It'll jump?
Yeah, it can do a whole bunch of different things, and then it can kind of like stay somewhere for a little bit and hover there, and then move and bounce all over the place, and then sometimes eventually they just like stop working altogether, which is always my excuse if I get pulled over, but it never seems to work.
Which is always my
kidding.
excuse.
Speedometer's
Like it
broken.
happens once a week. Amanda's getting pulled over on this side of L Street.
Once
Please
a
don't
week.
do that.
It's actually what's going on with that. There's what's called a stepper motor, and it's actually behind your whole instrument panel. So like behind the whole dash, you have to like remove all of that, where your speedometer and like where all your gas.
That sounds costly in terms of labor. Like if you're having to go that far into the car
I
to
just
fix
don't
it.
know that I would recommend doing it yourself because getting all those pieces back together and everything, you don't want to accidentally break part of the plastic or something like that.
It's easy to take it apart. It's hard to get
Getting it
back
back
together
together.
again. That's
Yeah.
the problem I have. So that's why I try to stay away from those do-it-yourself fixes.
It's most likely that stepper motor, so nothing major. I mean, it should be a pretty simple fix, but I mean, I don't know that I wouldn't want to do it myself, to be honest, to take all that stuff apart. And
Okay.
especially you don't want to make sure that you mess up any other wiring or anything like that.
Sure.
Makes
So,
sense.
There you
All
go,
right,
Marianne.
let's get to this last question. This is from Jane, and Jane asks, is running the air conditioning better or worse for gas mileage than just rolling down a window?
Well, it's going to be nice today.
I would say, how hot is it outside? Because yes, running your air conditioner is going to, cause you to lose about 1 to 3 miles per gallon. But I mean, if it's 100 degrees and 85% humidity in July and stuff, then I don't think that I would want to suffer through that. But I mean, it will affect it having the air conditioner on. But if it's a nice day, I mean, you might as well get the best gas mileage you can, as long as it's not going to ruin your hair or something important,
That's what my wife was always. That's why I can never roll the windows down in my car when she's riding with me. She's like, "Roll the windows up. You're messing up my hair."
Well, yeah, you spent all that time.
Yeah, I know, I
working
get
on
all
it.
that.
So you've covered questions like gas mileage and speedometers. At Certified Transmission, what do you do?
We specialize in only transmissions. So we started in 1979. My dad started the company when he was 19 years old.
Yeah. What did he have
In a
toolbox
garage. It was in a garage.
I know.
The story
It's
is
like
as
my favorite
American
story.
as apple pie.
Yep, 19 years old, 2-bay gas station. He had his tools and he had to get rent paid that month and started going out and knocking on doors and getting business. And he's grown it now to we're the second largest manufacturer in the country. And we actually produce over 50,000 transmissions a year that
Holy
get sent out
cow.
all over the
Incredible.
country. A lot of people think we're only here in Omaha. We're not a franchise. My dad owns the whole thing, but like we actually send our transmissions out all over the country. And that's what allows us to give a nationwide warranty too, which a lot of companies don't do.
And the model for the company, the motto for the company for many years, job done right at the right price,
Yep.
and that's what you kind of live by.
Yep. And buy the right price doesn't mean the cheapest price, you know? I mean, as you know, you can pick and choose what price ranges you want to be and stuff. We try and create the best quality product at the best price we can. You know, we don't want to skimp and do cheap parts that are going to break, you know, right outside of our warranty or something. We build all of our transmissions to last 100,000 miles, you know, so we're going to make sure that we build them that way and take care of you at the same time.
And your attitude toward the people who come in, it's about not just their car, but it's about them and the experience they have, that they don't feel like they've been taken for granted or taken for a ride the way some people feel like, can I really trust what these folks are telling me?
Well, I mean, it's really traumatic. I mean, we see transmissions failing all the time, so it almost seems like second nature to us. But I mean, for the average person, it's the second biggest, you know, thing in their life. And so, and it's got to be something that's reliable for you and stuff. So, I mean, you come in and you have no idea that you need a $2,000 transmission. I mean, talk about ruining your day, right? But, you know, we'll help you through the process. We'll try and figure out what the best way to go about it. And obviously, if you don't need a transmission, actually over half the people that come into our shops don't need a major repair.
I was going to ask you that. How many people come in and they're worried they're going to have to get a new transmission and there's another type of fix that can get them?
You know, there's a lot of electrical sensor issues and things like that that can cause problems. But then lots of times we see people bring their cars into us thinking they have a major transmission issue and it ends up being like an engine misfire, or clogged exhaust or something like that. And we don't work on that type of stuff, but we can always refer them to a good local shop.
Or maybe your transmission fluid is low.
Yes,
could that cause problems,
it
right?
can. Yep, you can have a leak, and even only losing a couple quarts of fluid can actually make you have some shifting problems.
I think the referral point is a good one because I knew, you know, somebody broke into my car and I needed a new side window, and so I called Peter Fink, her dad, and I just said, can you send me to somebody who can take care of it and treat me right? But I mean, I feel like because you're part of that same network of other businesses that have a similar philosophy, you know, you can just trust that you're not looking through the phone book or doing an online search and trying to find somebody good. So
there's lots of great companies in Omaha.
You're shipping these transmissions all over the country, but you have 5 area locations right here in the metro area. CertifiedTransmission.com is a website that you can go to catch up with Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda Fink.
Thanks,
It's great to see you.
Thanks.
And welcome to our first day of this new chapter.
Yes.
So do we.
Number 2. You're number 2.
Oh, I'm number 2.
But in our hearts, your question could be featured during our next visit.